What's going on, everyone? This is Erik with Full Mind MMA, and today I am joined once again by Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy, how are things?
Fantastic, my man. Beautiful weather, beautiful time.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you again. Fight week is rapidly approaching, so I'm glad that you were able to give us some time today. You're just coming off a war with Clay Collard in April, now fighting just a few months later, Myles Price on June 17th. What's the quick turnaround been like between fights?
It's fantastic, man. I enjoy fighting like that a lot more frequently. Fighting once a year, it's a lot of time in between, a lot of time to blow up and wait, a lot of time to be thinking about opponents or what your future may hold. So I was excited, man. I feel like that was a big confidence boost, me getting in there with Clay Collard, having a fight like that and just get a quick turnaround. I don't think things could be better planned out for me.
Yeah, was this kind of like the best case scenario for you in terms of joining the PFL? I know, back after your contract ended with the UFC, you were complaining about the fact that you were not able to fight more than once a year. They weren't giving you enough fights. So was this kind of exactly what you had in mind, these, 1-2 month turnarounds between fights like this?
Yeah, of course. It was a big part of my decision on the move over. It benefited me, my family, and the way that I like to approach things. And again, a lot of opportunity in the PFL. So super excited.
Absolutely. And the $1 million prize at the end of the tunnel doesn't suck either. Was that also kind of on your mind?
That's always a good incentive to have $1 million in your pocket after, collecting a few wins, winning a tournament. I couldn't think of a better way to end things.
Is I guess it's, I don't know if predictable is the right word, but like you kind of had to have a better idea of who you're fighting with the bracket system in the PFL. Has that been like something that you've had to adjust to at all? Like, how do you look at that any differently?
Just one fight at a time. It is what it is. You can't look too far ahead in the future. I just live in the moment and be here now. And just one fight at a time. Like I said before, I've said it in a lot of interviews, if I just fight my fight, do my thing, lay one brick at a time, I'll find myself at the top.
We brought up the Clay Collard fight. I'm sure everyone that's done an interview with you since then has told you what a spectacular fight that was. I was wondering, have you watched that fight back yet?
Yeah, I watched it immediately. The day after the fight, watched it a few times just so I can go over and see myself, see my mistakes, see where I was good at, and go in there and allow myself to feel what I was feeling during that fight and make the adjustments, and that's why I'm glad to be fighting again right away, back to back. I mean, as soon as that fight ended, I knew what I needed to work on. I knew that I needed to up my cardio. I was dealing with an injury up into that fight, and to get back in there and just to get back at it right away to work on the data that I had. It was a tremendous key for me going forward into this next fight. And I can't wait to go in there and explain what I've been working on and what the future holds.
Well, you mentioned you had an injury going into that fight. Coming out of that fight, how was the body after, a war like that?
Oh man, I felt good. I was immediately right back after it. I just had a few black eyes. I wasn't limping. I didn't really take a lot of leg kicks or anything like that. There was just some black eyes. I honestly, it was like a big confidence boost for me going into that fight, fighting the best guy after a year layoff. He was a little bit more active. There was a few things that I felt in the fight that wasn't 100% me. I fought a great fight. But I feel like if I could be a little bit more active, a little bit more into camps, the weight down, not deal with injuries, be able to run the way that I like to run, train the way that I like to train, I feel like I can up it up a notch. And, going forward, I feel like I'll be the person to make the adjustments, make the changes. And that's what I do. I constantly evolve. I'm constantly trying to pick myself apart so I can show up, excite the fans and do my job, which is exciting for me. I love that type of aspect to go back, pick myself apart and be able to bounce right back. I'm a baseball player, so I don't like batting once in the first inning and then batting late in the sixth. I had my team there to pick me up so I can go inning after inning and get consistent and just keep hacking away. So going into this fight, I feel a lot more fresher. My body's able to work the output that I want to work, make the changes, make the adjustments. And again, I get a fight frequently. It was a year layoff fighting one of the best guys coming in right over into the PFL and have a performance like that. It just boosts my confidence going into this fight. And I can't wait to go out there and just display what I've been doing.
Of course. And, obviously we've been talking a lot about the time difference between fights, just because it is such a big change from how other MMA organizations do it. But with that aside, how different is the experience fighting with the PFL versus fighting with the UFC?
A lot less stressful. There's not like so much media. There's not so much fans and people involved in the day-to-day things. You literally just show up and everything's at ease. You're there with your crew, and the media's, it's very simple, it's very just fighter oriented. If you ask me, you don't have to do a whole lot of obligations. You're not running around, and on top of that, you're trying to cut weight and do a bunch of things. It really just, the PFL, I think the people there, it makes the experience just very calm, very relaxing. Everybody was there, welcoming. It was my first time going in there, meeting a lot of new people, a lot of new faces. And I felt like shaking hands with everybody and getting a lot of smiles and feeling their support and their love, because behind the scenes, they're the one that's making me famous, blow up underneath the lights. And they're the ones there that are going to help me with my medicals, help me with my flights, and just be that support system. So it was good to go meet the people that are behind me, and the people that are supporting me and my family. And I had a great time, and I couldn't say a bad thing about the PFL. It's a very nice experience. And the only thing that I have to say is I just hope they don't mess up my walkout song. That was the only bad experience that I have. And, I think going forward, we can make the adjustments on that walkout song, and everything will be gravy after that.
Oh, that's all. I'm pretty sure, because I watched your fight with Collard, and I'm pretty sure since it was on ESPN Plus, they cut to a commercial break. I didn't even know that they messed up the walkout song. What did they do? What was the story with that?
I don't know. I was planning on coming out some Paul Wall, Still Tipping. We were down in Texas. So I wanted to come out some down south music, and came out some whack ass that I can't even tell you what it was. But I was sitting there. I was like, okay, is like my music gonna pop on? And then like it wasn't. And I could tell like Eduardo's like, okay, come on, like let's start the walk here. And I didn't know if like they had messed up, but at that point I was like, okay, let's go. We're here for war.
They can't mess it up twice in a row. I'm sure they'll make sure to get it right this time.
I hope so.
But I was wondering, just because listening to some of your older interviews about, kind of the trouble with the UFC matchmaking, and I know that you mentioned that it's a lot more stress-free fighting with the PFL right now. Do you think that it's fair to say that just because the PFL is so much more bracket and standings based than the UFC, where over there they kind of make fights one fight at a time, do you think that's maybe some of the politics are taken out of things the way the PFL does things?
Yeah, I believe so. I think the PFL is just, they're welcoming all fighters with the same type of energy. Got to shake hands with Ray Suffo and the big bosses back there. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's like stress-free. It's nice and relaxed. You're there to fight. You're there to perform. And I definitely feel like the politics or, the fans and the fan favorites, I feel like the treatment's, it's very equal over there. And I like that about the PFL. And like I said, it's not so much like, hey, do this, do that, go over here, do this, do that. And you feel obligated, like I have to go do these things. I feel like in the UFC, I know why the Diaz is skipped out on shit all the time, because like, man, like you're there to fight. You're not there to just go please somebody else. Like I'm not a people pleaser. Like I don't need to do that. Like my fight's going to show up. They're paying for some excitement. That's what I'm going to give them. Of course, I love the fans and interacting with them, but at the same time, I'm here to do a job, and I got to make a certain weight, and I only got a certain amount of hours in the day to get things done.
Well said.
And I like that. It just keeps it simple. You don't have to be running around 24/7. It's very just oriented. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and you're out the door, and you just get to focus on you. I like that, because it, allowing me to fill up my cup, do my thing, be stress-free, allows me to go in there and perform in front of the fans, the media, and the people who are paying my bills. They get to see some entertainment. They're fans too, so they want to see me at my best. I like being at my best, and being at your best is just being able to focus on you, fill up your cup.
Yeah, of course. And, just because we didn't talk since your free agency, I was wondering how the free agency was for you, just because you were in the UFC since 2007. So I was wondering, when you didn't re-sign, was it more of a daunting experience for you, or an exciting one that you can finally try something new after being in one place for so long?
I think for me, it was more exciting, and just to see what other opportunities are out there for me. I have 30 something fights in the UFC. I'm established, people know who I am, and I got to thank the fans, that I have a tremendous amount of fans, and I didn't really feel that, until actually I left UFC, about the fan support, man. It's been amazing. The fan love that I get. And that's been a big motivator to come over here. You know, I'm an established guy in the UFC, so to come over here, you know, the fans really got behind me and support me and my exciting style, and I felt like the PFL was, you know, overall for me and my family, that was the best choice. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you should have went to bare knuckle and this and that, and to me, I think the PFL is just it's provided me that experience that I truly want, and it's really already been a blessing so far. So I'm very happy with the choice that I made.
That's great. I wanted to ask as well about your opponent, Myles Price. I was just wondering generally how much you knew about him going into this fight in just a few days.
I didn't know a lot about him. Now that I'm fighting him, a little bit more I know about him. I've seen his fight with Anthony Pettis. I've seen some older footage of him, and you know, there's no such thing as an easy opponent. He seems very game, and he seems very excited for this opportunity. And you know, if I was him, I would be looking for an opportunity like this, take out a UFC veteran, a guy who's just coming off an exciting fight. So I know he's going to be very hungry coming off that loss, and as am I. And I think that's going to make up for an exciting fight. And look for me to go out there and do what I do best, and that's work, motherfucker. So I'm very, very pumped.
Did you see the Anthony Pettis fight in May? Did you see that live?
No, I didn't see it live. I just watched it on Instagram, and then I went back and saw like a little clip of how the fight went. So it was that was pretty much what I had seen of and know of Myles Price.
Of course. Any prediction how this fight plays out? I know you're always looking for the knockout. I'm curious now that you do know him a little bit better, if you have any thoughts about how this fight might look.
Yeah, look to me to be very sharp. You know, very, very, very skilled, very smooth, very, very relaxed, coming in better shape this time. I feel like I have all my components underneath me at this point in my camp and in my career, a lot more consistency. And what you saw last time, just you're going to expect a lot more volume, a little bit sharper wrestling in the grappling areas. And you're going to see me mix it up and do my thing. And you're going to see me lay a lot of punishment down on this kid. And it's going to be an exciting beatdown.
That's fantastic. And, you know, you and Anthony Pettis have a little bit of a history all the way back to 2011. Very close split decision. I was just the way that the PFL is laid out, you guys will probably meet again in the future. Is that a fight that you are looking to get back?
Right now, you know, honestly, man, like everybody always asks me about Pettis. You know, I just wish him the best and for him to keep climbing, and I'll do the same. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and we'll meet again.
Have you guys crossed paths at all or talked since signing with the PFL, just because you've come up around time?
Yeah. He, you know what, he actually texted me because we'd talked before that, you know, and I was telling him I was a free agent when we had met, when Dominic Cruz had fought Pedro Munoz. We'd seen each other at the UFC, exchanged. And then, you know, he had texted me after that fight with Clay and, you know, told me a great job and that Clay's a tough motherfucker and that was a cool fight. So props to him to reaching out and sending some love over my way. You know, like I said, man, got a lot of fans out there and likewise, you know, I love watching him and his brother fight and compete. They're amazing performers. They're very exciting. And I like fighting guys like that and that type of nature because that's what we get paid to do. And the more type of excitement, the more type of energy we can get from the fans, you know, the more that we can continue buying houses like the one you see behind me and doing our thing and blessing our families. So it's all love, man.
Nicely said. Well, you know, Jeremy, you've already given me, you know, over 10 minutes of your time. So I want to let you go here, get back to training. I'm sure you have a lot of other things to do this week, but Myles Price, June 17th. Cannot wait to watch it. Before I let you go, any shout outs, anything you want to promote? I'll give you the floor real quick.
Yeah, I'd like to just thank God for keeping me healthy through these times, always blessing me and my family. I'd like to thank my family, my friends. You know, I have the best friends in the world, you know, without in my downtimes, without their support system and their caring and their loving nature to reach out and be of support for me. You know, I have the best friends and people and family in the world, and also the fans. Thank you for all your love and support, your continued support. Tune in. You're gonna love what I bring to you June 17th. It's gonna be another fireworks in the making and another historical moment for the Heathen.
Can't wait. Jeremy, thank you so much.
Trinidad Construction. Thank you guys. Bosley, thank you guys for my hair and everything you guys do. I really appreciate that. My team over there at Viner Sports, Chris and Lloyd, do a tremendous job. Sarah, thank you for everything that you do. And I appreciate you. And thanks for the interview, my man.
Of course. Anytime. Jeremy, cannot wait to see you back on June 17th. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you like our content, be sure to subscribe to Full Man MMA. And while you're at it, make sure to hit the bell icon as well so you never miss an update from us.